Hey boys and girls, you get Black Powder Bill here from blackpowderbill.com, and I'm just clickety-clacking down the highway here coming back from the club, and I don't know, I want to rant about a few things. So I had a fella call me, I don't know if I did do a transfer for a shotgun. I said sure. So shotgun shows up, a few hours go by, I bring it into the shop to log it in and stuff, and I have to go take it out of the box. I can't get it out of the box. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I flip the box over and there's a big old hole in it. The very people who shipped it did not pack it properly. It's a Beretta, and it has the extended bolt handle. They didn't take the bolt handle out of the bolt, so it knocked the hole not only in the manufacturer's box, but the box it was shipped in. Naturally, the little knob on the handle's all chewed up and broke. So I called the guy about it. He goes, what do I do? You know, we call gun broker or something? Do I call gun broker? So I don't call gun broker. I says, I'll tell you right now, the guy that shipped it, that's their fault. You know, they should know you're going to ship a gun, you got to pull that extended bolt handle out. So I'm looking at the receipt that they sent me, and it's got the shotgun listed. It's one of them go fast defensive Berettas. And it says blah, 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 plus case. And now I've transferred a lot of Berettas and sold quite a few, and they always come with that blue case, that blue plastic case. It ain't $1 million case, but, you know, if the gun would have been in that case, the bolt wouldn't have ate through it. I just had a school bus pull out in front of me on the 4-lane. So I got to wait and see what we're going to do. I gave him a call, but he's busy with a client, so I'll talk at him later. I got another one is people asking, you know how they say there's no stupid questions? There's a lot of stupid ideas. Guys want to know, can you make a cleaner black powder? I'm like, a cleaner black powder? I'm like, what do you want? I mean, and then these other guys are going, well, and he goes, well, why can't I shoot like smokeless powder in my gun, you know, or accurate 5744? And I got to come in and explain to these guys, and you can tell they know nothing about reloading, and they're all going to be muzzleloader experts the next week because they read it on the internet. I told them smokeless powder, if you light it and it's unconfined, it just kind of fizzes and fuzzles and, you know, burns yellow in different colors. Black powder, you touch a match to it, it goes right now with a poof. I go, you can't load, you know, your smokeless in there like that. I go, it's got to be confined, it's got to be compressed. I go, you guys ever see the guys when they used to load their muzzle loaders? They had the little PVC spring scale things they had made. They'd pour their powder down the barrel, put their patch on it, and whatever wonder lubies they wanted to use, push the ball down, and then they take the spring thing and they'd push it down till they get a certain amount of pressure on it. I go, and then they would shoot. Now you have guys that swear up and down they can fire 60 shots using bear grease on their patch, and they don't have to swab between the barrel. Nothing's hard to load. All right. Then you have other people like me who, when I'm shooting in a match and even shooting for fun, I run a damp patch down, then I'll run a dry patch down, then I'll load. That way I'm kind of assured that I'm going to have a bit of a clean bore before I start. Then we got another guy, he's into all this node stuff, like when you're shooting a hot-powered rifle, suppository guns, talking about vibrations and harmonics in the barrel, and I'm like, dude, your nodes theory with the muzzleloader ain't getting it. First off, our barrels are usually 3 times as thick. 2, we're not shooting the pressures that a cartridge is going to shoot, and you got inconsistent loading. even if you're being a super consistent person, when you load your muzzle loader, like I am when I'm shooting a match, I'm very consistent in what I do. All my steps, everything. I'm like, and I get very good shots. Now, every now and then I'll get a flyer, and I blame that on me. I get twitchy, I tilt one way or the other, the day's getting too warm. If I have a silver front blade and I have it blackened and some of the black wears off, I'll pick up sun on one side or the other. So maybe I'll throw one a little off, but not too often. And this guy posts this great big long theory, the nodes work for me and other members have used it. Well, all he's doing is, and then he does this wave gain thing, right? If you know anything about harmonics and balancing equipment, the harmonics do not stay the same all the way down a barrel or all the way through a piece of equipment. You're coming up, you'll hit a critical point, things will smooth down a little bit, you'll hit another critical point, but when you get these waves, you get what they call a quarter wave gain. So if something goes up this high and comes down, it'll go once, twice, then the next time it'll be a little less, little less, little less, little less, till it finally tickles right out to nothing. So he's got a picture, he says, if here's your node like this, this is where your shots aren't going to be consistent, is in here, on the uphill side or the downhill side of that curve. I don't know if that works or not, but that's way too much thought for me shooting a muzzleloader. And I've been shooting a muzzleloader for 55 years. I don't know everything and I ain't a genius at it, but I'll tell you right now, people are wasting too much time screwing around. All right? Then you got the guy, got a little bit of a screw on the round ball. He wants to take that round ball and tumble them or roll them on a plate until the little screw is gone. I'm thinking, why? You don't need to. Other guys will weigh their round ball and want them within a half a grain of each other. These are cast round ball. Even some of the suede stuff the guys will weigh. It's just, I don't know. Then one of the guys writes, somebody was standing at the range and the guy comes up to him and he goes, if you cut your round ball in half, the hand poured ones, the hand cast ones, 99.9% of all the cast round balls will have a void or an air pocket in the middle. All right, that's definitely bullshit. Okay, 99.9%. If your lead's the right temperature and you get a nice hot mold and you flood the mold, and that means you don't just stop when you see that little bit of lead pop up to the top of that hole in the sprue plate. You let that lead run down over that just a little bit. And then, you assure yourself that the mold cavity is going to be filled. And these guys will argue this stuff. All day long they will argue it. I don't get it. I just do not get it. Can we make a cleaner black powder? Some of the powders are a little cleaner. I know I shot a lot of that clean shot, then it flipped to American Pioneer powder. That was some pretty clean powder, and I shot quite a bit of that powder, and I won quite a few meat shoots with it. Then it kind of went away. GoX came out with their clean shot. That stuff was garbage. I had a pound of that. It was absolutely horrible. It was so inconsistent. I don't even know if I gave it away. I think I gave it to somebody maybe to use in one of their cannons or something. But that stuff was junk. I don't know, people, You're making a fairly simple sport, shooting a muzzleloader, awfully complicated. I just don't get it. You guys want to... What powder charge do I start with? Geez, I don't know. You got a reloading manual? No one has a reloading manual nowadays. Everybody runs right to an internet forum and asks a question. Like they can't Google it, you know, and look for hydrogen powder or GoX or, you know, find an actual... I actually saw a guy years ago when I lived up in New Yorkistan. Couldn't figure out how to do something with his rifle. It was a suppository rifle, brand new. Took it out of the box. Couldn't figure out how it worked. And I told him, I says, well, what do the instruction manuals say? I says, I've never really messed with one of those. What do the instruction manuals say? And he looks at me like I'm a moron. So I put my rifle down. I shoot my muzzleloader. Walk over, look, go through his box. Here's the instruction manual to the gun. He didn't even take it out of the freaking plastic bag it was in. I'm like, dude, you know, you might want to look at this. You know, it's, you know, kind of the instructions on how the gun works. So we went through it and got it figured out. He was doing shit wrong. And another time I'm sitting on the range and a guy can't figure out why his gun won't shoot. Got a scope on. I just put this scope on and it was four-sided by my friend, you know, Bubba Gary Gun. And I can't figure out why this thing won't shoot. And again, I'm shooting my muzzleloader because I'm, you know, getting ready to go to a match that following weekend. I want to get a little practice in. I'm shooting a Pedersoli Tryon, 54 cal. I walk over and I look and I sit down. I look at the guy's gun and I pick it up and I go to look through the scope and I go, what the hell is this? I push the rifle down. I look at it. I went, dude, your scope's on backwards. Yeah, on friggin' backwards. Had another guy come by the house. This is after I moved to Georgia. He had a Thompson Contender. Comes over, can't get it to sight in. Can't get it to sight in, can't do nothing. I put this sight on here, I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that. I get the gun and I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at it. And he goes, we got a brand new front sight on here and everything. And I look down and then it hits me. I go, front sight's on backwards. He goes, what? I go, your front sight's on backwards. It's supposed to go the other way, you know? Ramp up, not ramp down or whatever. And he looks at me and says, well, I'll swap it for you. I mean, meanwhile, he had stood there 45 minutes and asked me 90,000 questions. I says, well, I'll swap it for you. Shit, no charge. Just take the screws out and flip it around. No, I can do that at home. Well, yeah, you did a real good job doing this one at home too, you know? I don't know, people. That might be my rant for the day. I'll upload this in a minute. I'm sliding into Section 8 armament here just south of Danielsville, Georgia. Got to see one of the boys for a minute. Meanwhile, this is Black Powder Bill from blackpowderbill.com. Y'all be safe out there. And remember, they live amongst us and walk amongst us too. Y'all be safe. This is Black Powder Bill out.